Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com, and in today's video, we're going to be talking to you a little bit more about the role of college coaches and sort of what a college coach should be doing day to day, season by season, year to year, kind of what the role of a college coach is with their athletes. All right, so I got an email the other day, and it's from somebody who is going to be a brand new college coach this year. And I want to read it to you. It says, "Hi, coach. Been watching your videos. Love them. Helped me coach a kid to state in the discus in his first year of throwing. I've just become the throws coach for a college. My question is, what approach do I take when coaching college athletes? They have been recruited and already have a skill set that they have been using for years and it works for them. So what's my role? Please advise. Thank you." So this was a great question. I don't really work with a lot of college coaches. I tend to deal with newer coaches at the high school and middle school level. But this is a really, really good question because you figure if you're starting out as a coach at a college, they probably have already had a established team for a little while. So there are throwers who are juniors or seniors, sophomores, people that you did not recruit, people that you have not coached, that probably have another coach from the past couple of years that did things a certain way, coached a certain way, had certain procedures that they were going through, had different ideas in the weight room. If, for example, the school does not have a strength coach, usually the throws coach will take their athletes in there and do their own workouts. So what's the role? What does a college throws coach actually do? Okay, so I'm gonna say these just sort of in order as how I've got them written down. These are not ranked in any way, but they're all very important. So don't look at this as like a top rating where this is the most important and then that's the next important and so on and so on. I just kind of wrote these down in no particular order whatsoever to go through them with you now. First and foremost, a throws coach at the college level still needs to correct and improve the technique of their throwers. So even though this is a college and even though the athletes have 4+ years of throwing under their belt, more than likely, you still need to work on their form and technique. Now, you still need to start with the big things first, then move on to some of the smaller things after. Every thrower at the college level is going to have their own little idiosyncratic kind of ways to do things. But you need to really work on correcting the big things. So, for example, say you have a girl, say her name is Alex, and Alex has a real quirky thing that she does with the discus in the back of the circle where she kind of gently opens up her arms in a nice smooth kind of flamenco dancer way. And then she lands super heavy in the bucket with all of her weight shifted and right sector falls. Probably want to spend a lot more of your time correcting that landing in the bucket with all of her weight on her left leg, right sector fall thing that's going on. Don't worry too much about like the flowy kind of pulling the discus back that she does in the back. Don't waste your time on that. Work on the big stuff. Make sure everyone kind of is getting in the same direction, improving technique. That is one of the biggest jobs that you're going to have as a college coach. Just like any coach, even at the high school or middle school level, college coaches, you want to improve technique, get the most that you can out of your athlete's technique. After that, you need to start creating a system for what you do with your athletes every day. So, for example, say you have practice every day at 4:00 p.m. Practice goes from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Then they get in the weight room from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Then they leave. That was sort of my schedule when I was in college. But some colleges that I've heard from, they have morning practice and afternoon practice to work around people's schedules. They have morning lifting, afternoon lifting to work around people's schedules. Whatever it is, you need to create a system. And that system is going to include everything from checking in with the coach from time to time, usually on a daily basis, making sure that they are doing everything in the weight room that needs to be done, making sure they're showing up on time, making sure they're sticking to a schedule, so that way they can peak and they can improve and they can do the best that they can do. But also creating a system might mean a system of, for example, making sure that there's an email or a text message type list or some type of app that the school or the team might have where you can kind of go back and forth with your athletes, talk to them a little bit, let them know what's going on. The system might be something like meeting in a certain spot every day to warm up, or warming up at the indoor track or at the outdoor track with the entire team, and then meeting at the throwing circles at a certain time on a certain day. No matter what it is, you have to create a system so that your athletes are all together and they know what's going on. The next thing I have written down is that you need to create a culture of winning. There needs to be a culture of taking this seriously. There needs to be a culture of winning. Now, if you want to see a great culture, take a look at Ashland University at Judd Logan. I love the videos that Judd posts of his athletes in the weight room. I love the videos that he's posted and has posted in the past of his athletes cheering each other on, yelling at each other in the weight room, doing their workouts together, encouraging each other, and really being vocal and kind of supporting each other. That is a culture of winning. He has created that culture. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. Maybe you do all the throwers eat dinner together once a week. Maybe you show up and have dinner with your throwers in the cafeteria once a week. You have to create that culture. Don't think of throwers in college as their own kind of separate, exiled group from the rest of the team. You guys are a major part of the team. Make them feel like that. Get them to work together, get them to be friendly with each other, create that culture of winning. Okay, you also have to go to bat for your athletes. You have to stand up for your athletes. If your athletes are getting bumped out of meets because the head coach is taking a lot of distance runners, taking a lot of sprinters, jumpers, whatever it might be, and all of a sudden your throwers are not going to a lot of meets, you got to stand up for your throwers. If the head coach is making your throwers do a general group warm-up that really is not thrower specific, you have to step up and you have to defend your throwers. That's one of the rules that should be, or one of the roles, I should say, as a college throws coach, is be for your throwers. If everybody on the team gets, $18 of meal money and that's supposed to last for a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner that day, that's probably not going to last too long for a thrower. Maybe say, hey, can we have $25 meal money? Go to bat. Defend your kids. Be there. You've got to be like the general. You've got to be the one to stand up for your athletes and be there. And the last thing I have written down is you have to be committed to your athletes. So if you are going to be a college throws coach, you have to be committed to being there every single day. You cannot just show up once or twice a week whenever it fits into your schedule, because your athletes are going to want to see you and work with you every single day. So being committed to your athletes, being committed to them, showing up, being on time, showing them that you care, putting in the effort, putting in the work is going to go a very, very long way to making sure that your athletes respect you and like you and eventually will love you and want you to be their coach, but also showing your athletes that you respect them, that you care for them, that you love them, and that you're going to do the most that you can to help them in their throwing career. All right, so there's a lot of other little things as well, which I really don't want to cover. They're kind of a self-explanatory thing if you've been coaching for a while, but those are really a lot of the big things that college coaches have to do for their athletes. Yes, they are all established. They may have been recruited. They may be very high quality athletes, or maybe they're not. Maybe they're people that have walked on from the college that maybe had no intention of doing track in college, but now they want to go to do it, and you have to develop them. You see that a lot at the Division II and Division III levels. So if you are coaching at, for example, a Division II, Division III junior college type level, NAIA type level, you're probably going to have a great mix of people. Make sure you want to always work on form and technique correction. I think, not that I put these in any order, but I think that's a reason that was number one. You always have to correct form and you always have to correct technique first which means you have to continue to improve, which means you have to keep working very hard, honing your craft, and getting the experience working with these college athletes. All right, so that's what I got for you today. Hopefully this helps out a lot of those coaches who are looking to make that move to the collegiate level or are just starting that collegiate level this year. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Make sure to like and share and subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell as well. It definitely helps. And at the end of the video, as always, there's going to be things popping up. One of them is a coaching clinic that we're doing here in Rhode Island, which is going to be happening on November 30th. It's a shot put and discus coaching clinic, and it is totally a custom clinic. What that means is when you sign up for the clinic, I send you a survey. You take that survey, answer those questions, and I actually design the clinic around what you need help on the most. This is a very small, a very intimate clinic of probably only about 10 coaches who are going to be here. This is not a big 500 coach clinic, this huge thing that a lot of people do. Very small, very intimate, end of football season, right after Thanksgiving, just in time for indoor track. All right, so make sure click on the stuff popping up, sign up for that clinic if you are interested, and if there are any questions, please leave them in the comment section right down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week.